Hello and welcome to Draft Thunder. I'm Andrew,
I'm Ben.
and we're here to talk about the Thursday NFL Draftkings and Fanduel slate. So, what do you like about this first game? That starts at 12, I think. It's a little different this week. 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first, what's your favorite DraftKings slate if I had to give you a ranking? NFL Thanksgiving, Christmas Day NBA, Opening Day MLB.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get me on the last one. The other two, yes, you have to play.
It's one of the most fun slates of the year.
That's true.
So that's why we're back.
Yes. Yes, we're here to bring you extensive content that will help you win contests.
Yes, we hope.
Probably. So I know that we will have some GPP plays. For the most part, we try and offer you one that has a high floor. So hopefully we will bring you that. And starting with this 12:30 game, there's not a whole much to like. I'm just gonna say that.
There's not a whole bunch to like overall. We have two games with over-unders at 44 or lower, and then the last game with a total of 60. So, you're going to have to mix in some of these plays in the first two games, and I think that's going to be the ones that win you the GPPs because a lot of people are just going to stack that late game, which isn't going to be a bad idea, obviously. But, yeah, we'll start with Chicago, Detroit. Obviously, the big news here is Mitch Trubisky. It looks like he's going to play, but he is still questionable, and they're coming off of just a ridiculous schedule here with playing the Sunday night game and then playing the first game on Thursday. It's really, really rough, really, really tough spot for the Bears. And Detroit is injured all over the field. They don't have a running back. And Carrion's not going to play, it doesn't look like. Theo is essentially a wide receiver, and LeGarrette Blount is who he is. So if you want to take a shot at a min play, Zach Zenner looks like they're very, very confident in him, according to reports that he's going to play pretty much all the snap, or not all the snaps, but he's going to play extensively, and they're going to use him. He's going to lose goal line work. He's going to lose passing down work. But at a min play, I mean, you can probably pencil him in for 12 to 16 carries. It's not one that I love, but if you wanted to take a shot, I don't hate it. I'm more interested in Theo Riddick, though.
Just looking on FanDuel, Blunt is cheaper, so it's that seems kind of crazy to me. But you're definitely getting a lot out of Zach Zenner if he gets the carries. He possibly has that breakout potential because I remember he would when he played 2 years ago, maybe
2 or 3 years ago. He was good in the preseason. But yeah, I would be more interested in Theo because when they played, they actually just played each other 2 weeks ago. And Carrion was healthy, but they had between Carrion and Theo, Stafford threw the ball to running backs 12 times. No Carrion this week, obviously. Theo's going to be moved around. He's going to be in the backfield. He's going to be out of the slot. Stafford's going to be looking for those short checkdowns. He's going to be looking for Theo all over the field. I think you can look at him for 8, maybe double-digit targets, and on DraftKings especially, I think that's going to pencil you in for a really solid floor. Maybe a play that some people aren't on because Theo isn't the most fun play.
Yeah, with him, with them possibly being down this game, if Mitch starts and if the Bears get off to a good start, I see them passing the ball a lot, being a lot of sets with Theo Riddick in it because LeGarrette Blount has brick hands, so they are not going to put him in the passing game if that's the situation. Yep. So I really like him. And then moving on to the Bears side, I really like Tariq Cohen in this game also. The Lions are really bad against passing backs, along with a bunch of our teams on the slate. So that's something that we can take advantage of. He's a cheaper price than most. On FanDuel, he's 100 less than Jordan Howard, but he's cheaper than most other running backs if you want to save there. And then there's a few wide receivers that you can punt for. Like, you could go Allen Robinson, but I don't really love that play. Will he be seeing Darius
He's going to see Slay probably.
So, but
I have a feeling we're going to argue because you're going to say one and I'm going to say the other. Let's see.
Oh. No, I'm just going to say, if for some reason, I'm not going to say play Allen Robinson, but I'm just going to say, if Darius Slay's in man, I'm seeing a lot of things he gets beat really bad in man if there's somebody that is able to burn him. I don't think Allen Robinson is that capable, though. But Taylor Gabriel's on the outside, maybe. Anyway, I'm not talking about Taylor Gabriel. I'm talking about Anthony Miller.
Yeah, we're gonna argue.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this, but I'm probably not gonna play him. I think it's better to target the wide receivers in the other games, for the most part. But Anthony Miller would be more of a punt play. I think he's gonna be less owned than Taylor Gabriel. So he gets about 3 to 7 targets a game, 6, 7 for most games besides the last one. So he could get a lot of targets in this game, and that could lead to him having a high ceiling of about 20 is what I see so far. If he scores one time, maybe even 2 times, that'd be insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna be more on Gabriel. I just think that they use him in a different way, and they really like the way he runs with the ball. So they might, pitch it to him. They might jet sweep. There's different ways that he's going to be involved. For the box score, you're going to see against Detroit, he had 0, and obviously Anthony Miller and Allen Robinson and Trubisky all went off, and that looks crazy. But other than that, Gabriel still is getting, at least 7 targets pretty much every game. And I just think the upside is a little bit better there. I think that Gabriel actually plays more snaps. It's not by much, but it is just something to note. Gabriel has a better percentage of the snaps that he plays. And I think he ran a route on all but maybe 6 or 7 dropbacks last week. So I just think Gabriel's got a little bit more upside, but I don't hate the Anthony Miller play.
And also, going back to the Detroit side, Kenny Galladay's always an option you got to think about. He's going to get a lot of volume, 14, 13 targets the last 2 weeks.
Especially if Jones is out.
Marvin Jones out. But also if Marvin Jones is out, you got to look for the other receivers that could be possibly put in for him. Last week, I was kind of on T.J. Jones. I thought he'd be the next guy up. I think he got a lot of snaps, but he was stuck on the outside. And I think he was in a lot of maybe fly routes that he obviously is not good enough to do. So Bruce Ellington ended up being the guy to step up. He got 9 targets last game, which is crazy for his price of $5,000. But he was limited practice Tuesday. So if Marvin Jones is out, Bruce Ellington's healthy, he's a good play.
Yeah, I had that note that T.J. Jones did outsnap Bruce Ellington. So
if Bruce Ellington's out,
right? Yeah. And Marvin, obviously, these 2 are only options if Marvin Jones is out. But yeah, Galladay is always going to be a pretty solid play. I mean, he's going to get all the targets. The Bears are probably going to try to take him away, I would think. But that puts me more on Theo, especially with Marvin out. They're going to use Theo all over the place, I think. So I think my favorite play from this game is going to be Theo Riddick.
Yeah, and this is also going to be the chalk defense of the day with the Bears. Mm-hmm. It's really up to you whether you want to eat that chalk or not. I probably will just because I want to be safe with my defense in this lineup, I think. But you're not going to win the contest with them probably unless they absolutely go off and you have to have them, which is possible. I'm not going to say it's not.
Right, and I'm just going to I'll play devil's advocate. Again, I'm just going to talk about the spot. It's a really, really, really bad spot for the Bears. They don't have any time to prepare. They don't have any rest time. They've been playing crazy games, against really, really good opponents. This could be a letdown spot and could be a spot where they don't come out strong and all of a sudden Detroit maybe hangs it on them real quick and, just – I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying there's a possibility that the spot and all the work that's gone into this, it kind of overwhelms them and all of a sudden they have a dud of a game.
It's true. It makes sense. What's the spread on this game?
It's a little short. Bears by 3, over under 44.
Well, that shows it's about right.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows they're kind of preparing for it too, instead of being 7, like it actually probably should be 6 or 7.
It is in Detroit.
That's true. Okay.
That's enough on that game, I think.
Yeah, moving on. The 4:30 game. Oh, there's gonna be a break between those games. That kind of sucks. Is Washington?
Make sure you eat dinner during that time.
Yeah, that's when you strive to eat. So, this is the game that I kind of don't really know what's going to happen. I think that this is the 45 over under. I think
it's only 40.
40? Okay. Yikes. So, this might also be a game we're going to play defense. But there are a lot of interesting plays. One of my most interesting plays is Colt McCoy at quarterback. He is only 6'5" on FanDuel, which is 2,500 less than Drew Brees. So he's the guy that will definitely help you pay up for the other people that you might want in that late game that are more expensive. So I think with him putting up 10, in last game against Houston and playing probably a similar defense in Dallas. Probably a little worse, I would say. But I think his floor is at least like 15 for this game, which is good enough for his price. So his price per dollar. And then you kind of don't really have a high ceiling in this game, I feel like. So it's really going for the value. It's really trying to get other people in real life with Colt McCoy. And you should have that 15 to 25 range that'll get you enough points for the rest of your lineup.
Yeah, definitely Colt. I mean, at a price perspective, I don't think there's much of a difference between Colt McCoy and Alex Smith. I actually think Colt McCoy is actually somewhat of a good quarterback. He looked like he played pretty well last week. I didn't see much of the game, but I did hear about a couple of drives. I mean, threw a touchdown pass to Jordan Reed, who I do like in this game. On this slate, I'm not saying Dallas is horrible against tight ends, but they are the worst on this slate against tight ends. So play Jeremy Sprinkle. No, don't do that. Very kidding. No, I do like Jordan Reed. He's really starting to come on again. I mean, he's really great. He's one of the top 5 tight ends when he gets the shot and when they throw him the ball. I think Colt McCoy understands he should throw him the ball. So I do like Jordan Reed. He threw a touchdown to him last week. So yeah, I do think Jordan Reed is a pretty solid play, although he is the most expensive tight end. But he's still under the 5K in DraftKings. I think he's 4.7. So you're really still not paying a ton for him. He'd be like a mid-level tight end on a normal slate.
Yeah.
And the rest of the tight ends are kind of weak on this one. So I don't mind paying up for Jordan Reed here. If you want to do a Colt McCoy Jordan Reed stack, I don't hate it. Also, Chris Thompson's still questionable. I don't think he's going to play, but if he does, he'd be very interesting. If you heard he's going to play all the snaps that he would normally play, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't love running backs for Washington, but do you think that AP could have a good game by any chance?
I don't see him having a huge game.
I just don't see him being the play at running back on this slate.
Right. I don't. When they last played this year, AP had 24 carries, 99 yards. Yeah. Dallas is pretty good against running backs. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher all year, actually. AP falling 1 yard short helps that stat out, but 24 carries is a lot. I don't know if they're going to be able to run him that much this week. Dallas is favored by 7.5, so they obviously expect Dallas to be ahead this whole game, which would force Colt to throw more and AP not to be on the field because he's doesn't have a huge passing down.
Looking ahead to wide receiver, so this is kind of interesting. I see that Jameson Crowder is actually questionable now. I think he's going to play, but if he doesn't play, because I don't like this guy losing snaps if he does play. I like Trey Quinn in this game.
I think he's going to be pretty chalky.
Yeah, he's like the next guy up, basically. He's at cheap price. So again, he'll be before everyone else. Maurice Harris was a trap last week.
Mm-hmm.
I played him. He got 4 targets, 1 catch. It was disgusting. None of this came in the second half from Colt McCoy. So it looks like Trey Quinn will be like one of the guys that Colt McCoy will throw to. Caught all 4 of his passes. That's impressive in any way.
There's something to be said about these backup quarterbacks that come in and are familiar with some of the receivers that they run with on the second team. I mean, even with the running backs, we saw it last week, the Ravens, Gus Edwards taking over the backfield. There's something to be said about trust with the guys you practice with, and I think that's something that's going on with Trey Quinn.
I think so too.
So yeah, I do like that play. I do think people are going to be on him. He's going to be pretty high owned, especially at a low price. But when you in a slate where you might need some savings for late game, it is not a bad play at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, a Colt, Trey Quinn, Jordan Reed stack is disgusting. Right. But in cash, I don't hate it. Really don't. Let's jump to the other side of the ball, though, because I do have a couple plays here.
Okay. You can say Zeke. Yikes.
I mean, Zeke is Zeke.
Yeah.
I like a running back better.
I don't like Zeke in this spot, crazy enough, just because the Redskins have been really, really, really good against the run this year. And I don't know what he put up last time. He put 5.2 against them.
Yeah.
15 carries for 33 yards. The thing is, he's going to be more involved in the passing game, I think, now. He got 6 targets that game, only caught 2, so he'll get more. He's going to get 10, but I just don't think it's a week where he gets 30 opposed to smart running backs.
again, I like a higher price running back against him more this week, but I will play devil's advocate. The Redskins on paper are very good against the run. They just haven't. Teams just don't run the ball against them. It's really weird. They actually are middle to bottom tier when you look at adjusted stats against the run. But how many? 15 carries for Zeke. I mean, that's middle ground, but he should really be getting 20 plus.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that teams just really aren't going at the Redskins against the run. Maybe that's just something they see. Maybe they really are like they don't want to attack them on the run, which would make sense. But yeah, their adjusted stats really aren't as good as they might seem against the run. But like I said, I think Zeke is fine. I just think I like one of the other guys a little bit better.
Our inside Redskin source says that their run stoppage is really good. That could be a little biased, but
hey, I mean, he's always right.
He's always right.
Yeah.
Except last week.
Anyway. Except last year. So this is gonna sound like a preseason play, but Rico gathers his time is here. I don't know if they're gonna use him. I'm not advocating you to play him, but he's minimum tight end. He's a freak athlete. He's former basketball player at Baylor. He actually showed out in the preseason 2 years ago. It's just an interesting spot with no other tight ends healthy for Dallas, where he finally gets a shot. I don't know how much they're going to use him. That would just be an interesting, very, very interesting pump play at 2,500 if you needed to just throw him in a lineup to really boost the rest of your guys. If he ends up making a jump ball catch in the end zone, he pays off.
Man, that might happen.
Right.
So I'll be upset because I'm not going to play him.
I just think I don't know if I'll play him either. I really don't. It's just a very interesting punt. He's crazy athletic. Like that's pretty much all I can say. He's got good hands. I mean, he showed it off in the preseasons, but in the regular seasons hasn't shown. So, like I said, I don't know if I'll play him. I just think it's a very intriguing punt play.
I've just seen that the other tight end, Dalton Schultz, has been said that they want him. They want the Cowboys to lean more heavily on him. So we don't know what they're going to do.
Okay.
But if you get any news about Gathers getting a lot of work this week, he's a good play to go to because he really is a good athlete, like I said. So it's definitely something to consider.
So obviously news about Michael Gallup. Says he's going to play this week after the death of his brother. But I really, really do like Gallup in this spot. Washington has not been very good against number 2 receivers, which makes sense. I assume Josh Norman will see Amari Cooper for most of the game. Gallup is getting more and more confidence. He's getting more and more work, and he's playing just as many snaps as any number 2 receiver should. I actually really do like Michael Gallup here, assuming he's going to play. He said he's going to play. Obviously, a horrible situation for him, but I do really, really like his talent. And like I said, he's gaining more and more confidence each week, getting more work. So I do think Michael Gallup's going to be one of the first guys I throw in my lineups.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper will be high end, so that's going to be a nice little pivot from him. So hopefully he's going to be less owned as people will do Amari Cooper and then target the other games with receivers. I expect below 10% from Michael Gallup. So that could definitely work out for you.
And I don't hate Dak in this spot either.
Is this so? If you don't want to use the Bears D, I assume you don't want to use Lions D. Is this the game where you want to target defense?
Yeah, but then I kind of like the offenses in this game. So it's a weird, very weird spot. You could punt defense. I mean, essentially you're looking for a touchdown, unless one of these defenses gets like 4 or 5 sacks. I think the Bears are going to be your best option.
Yeah. Unless you completely hate Colt McCoy and you think the Cowboys are going to kill him somehow.
Right. Or unless maybe you think Washington comes out with their hair on fire.
That's
which they could. I mean, they're not a bad team. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I do kind of lean towards the offenses in this game, even though they both play low-scoring games.
Yeah. Just kind of considering the defense, Redskins defense. If you look at their numbers, they've put up 10 or more, or 8 or more against most teams. And they're all pretty good offenses, except for New Orleans, they got killed by, and Atlanta got killed by 0 both games. So it looks like against most average offenses, they do pretty well. So I think that they could be a decently high floor for a lower price, maybe less owned. They could possibly score. I know that they've been getting a lot of sacks, so that's just something that'll help you. Maybe if you see 2 game, 3 game, 4 games sometimes. So I would consider playing the Redskins this week, along with the Cowboys for my defenses and the Bears. Those would be my 3 plays.
If you really hate the spot for the Bears, like I said, I don't hate Lions. I mean, I think they just last year they didn't play well on Thanksgiving, but overall, normally on Thanksgiving, I feel like they do kind of show out.
And if Mitch is hurt.
If Mitch is out, definitely, right.
I don't know if that'll turn chalk. Probably, right?
That'll turn chalk, yeah.
Who's the backup? Fuck. It's somebody we played in the preseason. A lot. Oh, Tyler Bray or Chase Daniel. Yikes.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Okay, never mind. We're done talking about that. Let's move on to the last game, the high-scoring game, the Falcons and the Saints. So, really, again, I don't think paying up for quarterback in this situation is correct, but
I love Drew Brees.
They are both going to probably go off. This could be another 100-point game. I don't think it'll be quite that, but it could get up there.
I really like Drew Brees, especially in the dome. You're gonna have to, if you want him, you have to pay the premium for him. I don't love Matt Ryan. I mean, he's pretty touchdown dependent, I would say. Like, I don't know, like he can throw for 300 to 400 yards, but he just doesn't do it that often. He tends to stay in the 300-ish range, low 3s to high 2s. So, I mean, yeah, if he throws 5 touchdowns like he did against the Saints last time, that'll be great. I don't know the actual numbers, but in divisional games in the second divisional game of the year, quarterbacks tend to not do as well. It just, I assume the defenses look at the tape and kind of figure out what they did wrong and go back and fix it. This was Calvin Ridley week. For those that remember, this is Calvin Ridley's breakout week against the Saints when they last played. So that was essentially 2 deep bombs to him that Matt Ryan scored off of. I just don't see him doing as well as people might think. I think Drew Brees is the top quarterback on the slate. I think you can look at him from maybe 25 to 30. 350, 3 touchdowns, something like that. But if you don't want to pay up for him, the other guys like Dak or Colt, I think would be fine. Those would be my 3. I'm limiting it to though. I'm not going to have any Trubisky, Ryan, or Stafford.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It is fair to say that they both did put up 40, Drew Brees and Matt Ryan last time they played, but like you said, quarterbacks do worse. But saying that, I think that the ceiling is still very high. I feel like it's better for Drew Brees being at home. Also, I don't think Matt Ryan's a good quarterback on the road. He struggles. It was something crazy. Sorry, 1 second. He threw 52 passes against the Browns at the Browns, and only put up 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, are you done with quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brees is a crazy good play. Just whether or not you can fit him.
The only reason that I want to be paying down at quarterback is because I want to be paying up at running back. So crazy enough, this could be a spot where I want to play both New Orleans running backs.
Okay.
They have been putting up ridiculous numbers. And if you have seen out there on Twitter or anywhere the numbers against Falcons for running backs, it's insane. They are the absolute worst. And it's catching bags, it's actual running bags, it's just everything. They cannot cover the short field. I don't know what it is. It might be the line, I guess.
It's actually their defensive system, which just they think they don't want to get beat deep, so they give you the short routes, and it kills them.
Why?
Alvin Kamara is my favorite play on the slate.
Yeah.
Especially with Traquan Smith hurt and probably not playing. Sean Payton is an incredibly smart coach. He's very sharp. They're going to use Kamara in different ways, maybe like a Theo Riddick type-ish, where you maybe see Kamara line up in the slot. You maybe see Kamara and Ingram in the backfield, and then they let Kamara go out on pass routes. You're going to see Kamara used in different ways if they don't have a trusted number 2 receiver, which they're really not going to have. So, and as long as Traquan Smith is out, I really think Kamara is like 10 to 15 targets, and that's an insane floor on DraftKings, plus rushing.
Yeah.
He's my favorite play on the slate.
Yes, I saw a lot of possessions while watching the game last week. It would be marking room in the backfield, and then you see Kamara out wide with Traquan, Michael Thomas, and then a tight end. So that could be very interesting because, again, you'll get possibly the points from both of them on possession. So
Yeah, I hadn't really thought of playing about both of them. It could be a fun watch.
Because a lot of weeks they can both put up 20 plus.
Right.
And if they do, like having both of them is huge. They're both more than 2 times, possibly 3 times value.
Obviously, the only problem here is you're going to pay for the second and third highest pay or most expensive running back on the slate if you do that.
Yeah.
Which would be really tough to fit some of these other guys. So, I mean, if you want to jam them in, I don't hate it. But yeah, like I said, I think Kamara is my favorite play. He is 200 less than Zeke, which I love. I think I'll be on Kamara totally and might fade Zeke, which might bite me, but we'll see. I think that'll be good though. On Atlanta side, like I said, this was Calvin Ridley's like big breakout week. I don't hate Calvin Ridley. I do kind of like Mohamed Sanu in this spot. Again, Mohamed Sanu outsnaps Calvin Ridley every week. Just saying. I think Ridley kind of took over that game, and Ryan just kind of looked for him. Sanu kind of gets his, and he is probably the most likely to score a touchdown out of the receivers. I know Ridley has a crazy touchdown floor, but I'm talking in the red zone.
I think Julio's got a touchdown floor.
Right,
now.
yeah. All of a sudden, Julio, touchdown machine, right?
Not one, not 2.
No, I think once they get down in the red zone, I mean, Julio comes off the field in the red zone. It's ridiculous. I think Sanu has the most chance for a touchdown. I think no one's going to play him. I think he could be an interesting play there. Marshawn Lattimore, he had struggles early, but he's been really good lately, so he's going to see Julio, obviously. Love that matchup. It's going to be fun to watch. Shaw could be Ridley. I think Ridley will do well. I just think Sanu would be an interesting under-owned play. I think he does pretty well here.
Yeah, I agree. And then I probably am going to go the opposite way because, again, I like this game like the high scoring. I think Julio is going to put up big numbers possibly. I don't know if they're going to move him around, but New Orleans has been the worst along with Atlanta. They are 2 of the bottom 5 against receivers. So this is going to be a crazy high scoring game.
Yeah.
So this could be the spot to pay up, but you're also going to get those high numbers from the low guys. I don't know how much you really want to play in this game. You could play 80% of your players.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely can't play all your players because they don't let you.
Yeah, salary won't work. For those that like Austin Hooper, the Saints have been really, really good against tight ends. I wouldn't recommend him.
He will be chalky too.
Yeah.
You'll just see his name and they'll go.
So I think that would be a good fade. He's going to get 3 touchdowns and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, New Orleans just have been really, really good against them. Ertz didn't do anything last week. I mean, they played good, way better tight ends than Austin Hooper, and they haven't done anything. I mean, we haven't even talked about Michael Thomas. I mean, the dude's a monster. Play him if you can fit him with Kamara and Breeze, and you want to run that whole stack. Love it. Very high scoring potential. It's just you're going to be paying down other positions. So it's really what you want to do. Like I said, I do really like the Breeze Thomas Kamara stack, especially with Traquan if he's out.
Yep. You can also look at Kirkwood.
Yeah, I was
out. Only if Traquan's out.
Right. I was trying to figure out exactly who would be the next guy.
Yeah. You got 4 targets.
Looks like
with
it's Kirkwood
with Traquan there. So.
Yeah, I mean, I assume he's really, really close to min if he's not min. Yeah. So if you needed to maybe fill a spot at a very low price, don't hate that.
Also, Austin Carr. I don't know if his first name's Austin. I think
it's Carr. Yeah, I think it's Carr.
And he will also get some snaps, but I think Kirkwood's next guy up. He looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty athletic and like he's good at the game. So
there you go. Draft under stamp. Kirkwood over Carr. That's what we're going with. I mean,
why we say that?
Because we need to give our viewers the guy. The guy.
If Traquan's out.
If Traquan plays, I mean, and he's going to play all of his normal snaps, I mean, he's a good play.
Yeah.
Solid play. I'm not going to say it's a great play, but he's a pretty solid play.
And both defenses in this game, they're going to be the lowest. I know they're lowest on FanDuel.
Yeah, lowest on DraftKings.
So they're a punt play because obviously they could score. I would not want to play Falcons D no matter what, but Saints D could be interesting, maybe.
Saints are favored by 13 here. I actually expect the Falcons to play pretty well.
Somebody's taking Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to take Falcons plus 13.
It's not going to work out.
The Saints are going to win by 14. It's going to be great. I'm going to tilt.
Or 50.
Or, look, the Saints have covered in 8 straight games. That's why the line is
What?
Because
they got to be adjusting. You're right.
Yeah, the line is crazy high for a divisional game. So, I mean, if you go off what Vegas thinks, maybe the Saints defense, because what would the score be then? 37-23-ish is what they're expecting. 37-24.
And we'll take that.
So you would take that out of a Saints punt play. I expect this game to be more like 31-27. I really do think it'll be a close game.
Yeah.
They might both push into the 30s. So, but I don't hate a Saints punt defense if you really needed it. But like I said, I think Bears will be pretty solid. They're not even the highest defense on the slate. Cowboys is. So.
Yeah. And like we said, you want to pick defenses who get to the quarterback. And the
Lions line is horrible.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack should have a field day if they're rested enough.
He doesn't play half the time, so I don't know. You got to keep watch for that too. If he doesn't play,
Roquan's a beast though too.
Yeah.
But like I said, that spot for the Bears is really, really tough.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's all that I have.
Yeah.
Closing remarks.
Have fun. When your family asks you crazy questions, just go under the TV and see how your team's doing.
Oh my God, that's exactly what you shouldn't do. You should spend time with your family instead of watching football.
Make sure football's on the background.
Yeah, you got to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
Don't get too big.
And just
bring some leftovers to us. We'll be thankful.
Hey, if you win big GPP, send us your turkey. Send us whatever you make. I mean, we love it.
Add us on Twitter. Oh, we didn't say that.
Yeah,
follow us because we tweet out a bunch.
Download, subscribe.
Like,
comment.
Actually, like and comment. Let us know if you win, please.
Let us know if you lose.
Let us know if you lose. See if you hate us. Whatever.
This was just like all of a sudden type thing. We wanted to jump back into this. Maybe we'll start doing it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We get excited about Thanksgiving football.
Yeah. Our schedules just have been rough.
Yeah.
So we apologize, obviously, that we haven't put out as much content as we
both
wanted
working, both going to school.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's really tough. I mean, but we have off this weekend. Maybe we can get together Friday or something, and Friday or Saturday. I don't know. Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
No problem. That sounds good.
But other than that, as we move forward, hopefully we can start pushing out content again.
All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, guys, and we will see you soon. Good luck.